What's up, guys? Today we'll be talking about the best upcoming smartphones, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so first is the Google Pixel 4. This has been a wildly rumored phone. It's going to have a 6.25-inch display, and it is going to have a built-in fingerprint scanner. You will have, it looks like 3 cameras on the back, so it sort of has this camera module kind of setup looking design. You don't have a full screen display. You can see they still decided to go with the no notch, but with the, so this is expected to have stereo speakers, USB type C, no 3.5mm jack. It will of course have the latest Snapdragon 855 processor and about 6GB of RAM. It's expected to be released in October, and if history repeats itself, this should have the best camera in smartphones. The Google Pixel is usually known for that, so I really like it. I like the design. I don't really mind it that much, so this phone should be a nice step up. They are adding the telephoto lens on here, which is going to be awesome, and overall it's probably going to be the smartphone camera king once again. Next is an interesting phone that they're dubbing their Sony Xperia 2. So Sony has been pushing out new phones every 6 months, and so this phone actually has 6 cameras on it, which makes it really unique. It's got the sort of full screen display but without the notch, but it does have a very slim bezels. So obviously the cameras are really interesting on here. So it does have a 0.5 megapixel TOF sensor along with a 48 megapixel sensor, 20 megapixel sensor, and a 16 megapixel sensor, along with a 12 megapixel sensor and an 8 megapixel sensor. Obviously this is going to have a lot of different capabilities since it has so many different cameras. So we'll just have to wait and see till we get more information on this guy. So next is the Huawei Mate 30. It'll be pretty interesting to see if this phone actually comes out, since the US and Huawei are having problems, but we're expected to see a glass and metal design. It should be IP68 certified, in-display fingerprint scanner, 6.3-inch full HD display. We should see the Kirin 985/990 chipset, 6GB of RAM, 128GB of storage, and it should have expandable storage with a 4200 milliamp battery and 55-watt fast charging. So this should have reverse fast charging as well, so it'll be interesting to see if this phone actually even comes to the light. Alright, so next is the Motorola Razr. This is the foldable Motorola phone, and I've been talking about this phone a lot. It's going to have a 6.2-inch OLED display, 2142 by 876. It will have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 710, which is a little underwhelming. 4 or 6GB of RAM, 64 or 128GB of storage, and a 2730 milliamp battery. But the big thing about this phone is the design, it being able to flip open and give you that classic Motorola Razr looking design. So this is a very much anticipated phone. I'm really excited for it. There are rumors that this is going to come out in later in the year, sometime in October. So hopefully we see it before next year, and I'm just really excited for this phone. It's going to be awesome. We don't know a whole bunch about it, but it's shaping up to look like an awesome phone. So next is the iPhone 11. So it's looking like the iPhone 11 is not going to be a huge upgrade. It's looking like they're going to throw 5G into it, going to improve the Face ID. We should see some reverse wireless charging, the Apple A13 chip, Apple Pencil capability is probably going to make its way, and hopefully a waterproof design. But what we do know is it is going to have a triple camera setup, which is going to be very awesome. But otherwise it's looking like it's going to have the same design with the same notch and stuff like that. So definitely a little underwhelming for the design part, and overall I'm just not crazy about the design of the phone, but hopefully the cameras are going to be even better, because the iPhone has one of the best cameras you can get besides the Google Pixel. So next is the Huawei Mate X. So this is a foldable phone that turns into a tablet, and it's really awesome. It's going to have an 8-inch display when it's unfolded, 2220 by 2480. The latest version of Android. It's going to have 512GB of storage. You will be able to add a micro SD. You will have a 40 megapixel camera, 8GB of RAM, 4500 milliamp battery. And the most exciting thing about this device is that the design is absolutely beautiful. Hopefully it's probably going to take a little bit more time, since the Galaxy foldable phone did have a failed launch, so I'm sure they're going to make sure that theirs was going to be in working condition when it's released. So very excited for this phone. Has some really top-notch specs and just an amazing design that people are going to be really excited to get their hands on. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.